Is Cop Shop with Bobby as we do the last Friday of each month. Bobby Newton, Public Information Officer with the KPD. Good morning, Patrolman. How are you?
Good morning, Fawn. I'm doing well.
Awesome. So I love our little chats, plus because I get to check and see if you have any new baby goats. Summertime is here, and as much fun as it is, kids have a hard time finding something to do with themselves.
Yeah.
So that can often lead to just some silly stuff.
Yeah.
So we need to be paying attention.
Yeah, idle hands are not good, so we like to keep everybody busy.
Yeah. So let's talk about just a little bit of what we're going to be dealing with now that summer's finally here. Some of the tips people might need to remember.
Yeah, as every summer goes, we have a lot of vehicle break-ins, and we use that word lightly because most of the break-ins are simply vehicles that were left unlocked.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage people, make sure they lock those doors, make sure that they take all their valuables out of their vehicles. We've got a lot of folks that will walk the neighborhoods during the nighttime hours, and they will pull on door handles and find one that's unlocked. So I can't stress it enough. A locked vehicle prevents 99% of our thefts.
Thieves are kind of lazy.
Yeah.
To begin with. Some of them are brazen enough to be armed and knock on your door and say, hey, can I come in and use your phone? It's like, you're a teenager. I'm pretty sure you have 3 phones.
Right.
So no. Teach your kids not to answer the door.
Yeah. And
Do
that's very, very important for kids not to open the door for anybody
Ever.
that they don't know.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah.
I always tell Monkey, I said, I don't even care if it's your mom.
Yeah.
You do not open my door unless I'm standing there.
Yeah.
My German Shepherds are big now, so it's probably stupid to come in
Right.
my house, but I'm just saying. But don't open the door, lock your cars, and I don't understand the people who are stealing because how do they not understand that there are cameras everywhere?
Yeah, there
I
are.
have 8.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Cameras are so cheap now that anybody can afford a security system when it comes to cameras, and those are astronomical whenever it comes to helping us find out who's breaking into the vehicles, who's committing the crimes. Cameras are a great tool for us to utilize. So we encourage people, if they have a home security camera and they catch somebody on their camera breaking into a vehicle or walking through their yard or doing some sort of suspicious activity, share that with us. Even if they don't want a formal report, if somebody got in their vehicle and they didn't steal anything of value, they're like, I'm not worried about that. If they have them on camera, pass that information on to us because that may help us solve another crime that was committed, another vehicle that was broken into, where somebody did get something valuable stolen.
Right. And I see a lot of those pictures posted, and I love that they do that, but they're almost always wearing masks.
Yeah.
But they sometimes have identifying markers on their clothing, so it's still important.
And a lot of times they won't wear those masks all the time. They'll wear the mask while they break into one vehicle, but then they'll take it off, and they'll walk through a couple yards and then go to another vehicle, put the mask back on, and break into that one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in between those two areas and you've got somebody walking through your yard at 2 a.m. and that clothing description matches the same individual that we had with the mask on, we call that a clue.
Done deal. So lock your cars. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Right.
I can't imagine. I lock my car doors when I'm driving. I'm so weird.
And take the keys out.
Yeah.
Take the keys out.
Well, my doors won't lock if my keys are in my car.
Right.
The newer cars, they just won't even let you lock your keys in the car.
Yep.
But roll up your windows, too. That little crack in the window is enough for them to get in. Some people think that they want to let a little bit of cool air in their car on a hot day. That's an invitation.
Yeah. And this is nothing new. We battle this every summer.
Mm-hmm.
We try to find the areas that they're hitting, and we do extra patrols. We do foot patrols. We try to get officers out in those areas to hopefully mitigate some of that. But again, it comes back to making sure the citizens lock their stuff up.
Yeah, well, I got the Hawaiian salute the other day when I was driving to work. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and a kid was riding his bike dressed all in black with a backpack that was clearly full.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled down my window. I said, "Get a good haul tonight?" And he flipped me off. So I knew what he was doing because what else is he doing at 4 o'clock in the morning? But so be careful for that. All right, so you've got some really cool things going on with the police academy. That's wrapping up, right?
Yeah, so we just finished the last class last night for the Citizens Police Academy.
Oh, cool.
That
How'd
was
it go?
It was a lot of fun. It's a 9-week course that we run every spring. Last night was the scenario portion, so that's usually our favorite, and usually the participants' favorite as well.
My favorite.
So yeah, it wrapped up last night, and it was a fantastic class that we got to host this year.
Did anybody shoot anybody who wasn't supposed to?
I don't think that wasn't supposed to. Everybody did really good. So
Okay, I
was
must
proud of them.
I must have stunk then because I shot a lot of people. All right, you guys got on top of Dunkin' Donuts, and I was telling people to go there because you were cops on a rooftop on the donut shop. Did you make a lot of money?
Yeah, so that was a great turnout. I had a lot of fun. I got to get up on the roof a few times. Corporal
Hot up
Spencer was
there.
up there a lot. Yeah, it was warm. Luckily, it wasn't too bad that day. But when
Yeah.
the sun started coming out, it got kind of warm. But the rain held off. That was the main thing. We were like, we're going to be standing up here with umbrellas, or we're going to be wet. But the rain stayed south, so that was good. We had a great turnout. We raised a little over $1,000 for the Special Olympics. So that was very exciting. We appreciate everybody that came out and supported that.
So tell people what you did. Did you hang a rope on a bucket and like fish it up, or
Yeah, so
what'd
we
you
had
do?
Corporal Spencer was on top there.
How did he get his dog up there?
He
No, I'm
did
just-
not. Yeah, he didn't have his dog up there. No, Ella may decide to jump off, so we did not take Ella up.
Just kidding.
But yeah, we had a bucket hanging down so folks could drop some change in there, or some bills, whatever they wanted to donate, and then
Or a donut.
Or a donut.
Yeah.
No, they usually dropped in my mouth though. I was the donut
out.
eater, so
Yeah. You're the donate donut.
yeah, but we had a QR code on there this year too, which made it very handy because a lot of folks nowadays don't carry cash, but they
I
wanted to
don't.
donate, so
Yeah.
we had the option for them to scan the QR code to make the donation. So it was a really good turnout.
Now I'm going to go off topic just a little bit because it happened to me yesterday. I spoke about it this morning, and I'm not dwelling on it, but I want people to understand. We have people who are mentally ill who walk the streets of Cape Girardeau. It's a fact. Every city has them. They'll approach you and say, "Excuse me, can you do me a favor? Can I have some money?" And when you say, I don't carry cash. I literally don't carry cash.
Right.
And it's not because I don't want to give anything to anybody to help them. If I had cash, probably would have gave them a couple bucks. But I did not have any cash. And when I said, "I can't help you, I don't have any cash," he walked towards me and with a really mean look on his face. So I just stared him right in the face and said, "I'm not scared of you, dude. So you need to walk away." So he did.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happens, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, the best thing to do is just remove yourself from the situation.
They're 2 feet away from you.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got to protect yourself. But at the same time, if you can egress, you can move to another location, you can move out of that area because you don't want the confrontation,
Right.
At
At all.
So the
I
best
don't want to fight a man.
Yeah, the best way is just to remove yourself from the situation, whatever that may look like.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't scared of him.
Right.
So he left. And I think he realized that I wasn't scared of him. But they do this to a lot of people, and sometimes they get a little handsy. So you got to be careful. Just make sure that you are not rolling down your windows for people who walk up to your car in traffic
Right.
or approach you when you're alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
Avoid the situation.
yeah, avoid it if possible, and then
Yeah.
again try to have the plan to how am I going to get out of this situation as well.
Yeah, my plan's very close by, just so you know. All right, National Night Out is coming up again. My gosh, we just had it.
I know.
I was
know.
so sick when we had the last one.
Yeah. Well, don't get sick this year.
I don't
because
want to.
It's going to be incredible.
I can't wait.
I am super excited. We added a theme this year. It's going to be superhero theme.
Okay.
So we're going to have a bunch of superheroes out there. We invite everybody, the kids and the adults, if they want to wear their superhero cape or costume or whatever, wear it. Something new that we added this year is we're trying to get more businesses to participate in National Night Out. So we're actually doing a contest with the businesses so they can decorate their storefronts in a superhero theme or support the police department, however they want to do it. And then we will have, I called Spider-Man the other day. I think he's going to drive around with me on August 4th, which is the Monday prior to National Night Out, and we're going to do a judging. So I'm going to have Spider-Man help me judge that.
That's
and,
very cool.
yeah, so we're excited. Again, we want to get more community involvement in it, so I think this is really going to be a way to step in that direction.
And very cool. Now, you sent me an email about the K9 units doing a fundraising pet wash in June. I wasn't quite sure what you meant by that, but I know how difficult it is to wash your German Shepherd because they have more hair than a mammy
Woolly mammoth.
woolly mammoth. Thank you. And so I have to take her to a place because she'll clog my shower drain with one bath.
Yeah.
The little one I can still put in the sink, but the big one, it's just she's a lot. So you got to wash your dogs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is very exciting because we're going to host the Canine conference, and it's I believe it's a statewide conference that they host in different areas. And this year
We had it here once.
Yep, we had it here a few years ago, and then it's coming back again this year. So
Okay.
you'll have canine officers from across the state that will be here training, learning, and having their conference. So it's going to be an incredible opportunity for
Cody and Steiner had me MC that last time, and I learned so much about the canines.
Yeah, and I'm not sure their full details. I think they're still working on that as far as how they're going to do the conference, if they're going to open it to the public or not, things like that. But, yeah, they've got a canine wash coming up on June 22nd, and it's going to be from 1 to 5 p.m., and it's at Mississippi Muds. They've got some great wash stations there, so they're going to be there washing canines for folks and for a donation to help go towards this conference to raise money to where we can host
So you have
this.
to pay for the wash and make a donation, or
Nope.
the washes
Nope, the
donations?
wash is the donation.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if there's a minimum donation or not, but
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I'm sure there will be some minimum, but I don't want to give a number because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay what they charge for a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever they charge is probably what the donation
Right.
is.
Yeah. But officers, canine officers will be there washing your dog for you, so you literally
I want to
just
see that.
bring your dog in and let them get all wet and soapy so that you
Yeah.
don't have to.
Well, I don't have Dorset anymore, so you don't have to worry about anyone eating someone.
Right.
But Dallas is 7 months old now, and she's all teeth and no listen.
Right. Yeah.
So she's, you know how German Shepherds are. They're just perfect until you want them to be,
Right.
and then they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she's awesome. But I know the community right now. We only have about a minute left, but the community is constantly chattering about all the shootings that we're having in Cape Girardeau. Young people losing their lives. Gun control is not the answer because you can't control a criminal because they don't give a crap about legislation or laws. They'll break them and do whatever they want anyway. But when we start having young ladies losing their lives, young ladies shooting at each other, that's just out of outer space for me. It's usually young men who are doing it, but it's growing.
Yeah, yeah, and it's unfortunate that it is.
It
but,
is.
It starts in the home. We have to have the home foundation to start preventing these types of activities from happening. So know where your kids are, know what they're involved in, know who they're involved with, and make it a priority to make sure that the home foundation is there. And then I think if we start there, then we can start eliminating some of these activities that we're having.
Well, I have this little thing called Life 360, and the kids have to be on it all the time. I need to know where they are all the time. So I know where they are all of the time.
Yeah.
And everyone should get it.
Yeah.
And I don't work for them. I don't get anything for them, but this gives me a lot of a peace of mind.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. We've got to have parents be parents, not friends.
Right.
There's a time and place to be your child's friend, but most importantly, up front first is you're a parent. You need to be a parent.
And if you know your kid is a follower, they're probably going to do stupid stuff even if you taught them right. They're going to get with that kid, and that kid's going to be bad and say, come on, you wussy, do this with me, whatever. It's stupid, but do it anyway because you've got to be cool. And now your kid's in trouble. It's embarrassing, for one thing, but it can harm their future, and they need to know that.
Absolutely.
They need to know that. All right, Bobby, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yep, I've got one more thing if I have a second.
Sure.
So the neighborhood roll calls start up next Wednesday, June
Yay.
4th at Penwood and Luce is where we're going to be at, and they can find the full schedule on our Facebook page. So
I love those
Yes.
because you always have popsicles for the kids.
yeah, and we need more citizens to turn out to those. Some of them turn out really well, and some of them it's just a bunch of cops standing around.
Yeah,
so
I always
we
try to
encourage
find
them
them
to come out.
when I can.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm busy, but I appreciate that. So Pinwood and what?
Loose.
And Loose. So that's over by, where is that?
It's on the west side, kind of behind Arena Park.
Okay,
West
gotcha.
of Arena Park.
Gotcha. I knew Pinwood was there, and then I was like, does Lewis go there?
Yep.
I thought it was by the hospital, but yeah. All right, everybody get out and check those out. Bobby, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
Cop Shop with Bobby, the PIO patrolman. Bobby Newton, KPD.